So we are about to enter into the summer split. This year so far was not the most successful for BDS in the LEC. We just missed the mark in spring split. We didn't obtain playoff even, which was a very big disappointment for the whole League of Legends section, myself first.
BDS and keep their playoff hopes alive. A victory versus G2, a close series versus MCore.
That's something that was not, I would say, easy to digest, to not make playoff. We had a lot, I would say, of extra work being put behind the scenes, and that's make it even more sad because we were basically grinding. We removed a lot of days off, and we had insane hours because we thought it was the only thing that we could do. There was unfortunately not an improvement that was big enough in order to compete with the top spots. And we remained a team that struggled, especially on stage, to close games. So yeah, this was the most, I would say, frustrating part. Maybe some things could have been anticipated. I think some others simply were not possible to discover before we had it in front of us, unfortunately. Before working with a new group, you cannot anticipate everything. And some of those differences were too important and too big for us to become a good team. I think there was vision in how we approach the game inside the roster. I think there was also different visions on what we expect as a pro player and what success should look like. So for Summer Split, we decided to make changes. The idea was to think about who we would keep at the beginning and who would we maybe look to replace. For different roles, there was different reflections. We had tryouts for the position of top and jungle. We also did have tryouts in the position of support, but we had from the very beginning a willingness to keep working with Paris. Since Paris has been working with us in the academy, we trust him to develop into a great support in the LEC. I think that he already showed good improvement and his attitude towards working as a pro player is really good. In the end, after those tryouts and after a long reflection, we decided to replace Irrelevant and 113. For top lane, Rooster was actually someone that we wanted at the beginning of this year. We were in discussion with his team during Worlds, but it could not happen. He most likely, I think, would have been promoted in HLE, but Zeus happened. So basically we could not get him and he could not play in Tier 1 when I think he's a player that should have been playing in Tier 1 already. He was already on the list, and when we did scouting and when we started to run tryouts, he was obviously there. We didn't try him out because he was in Korea. BDS and I went to visit him in Korea and to convince him to join us because as an 8th place team in spring, it's not obvious that you should join such a project when you are, from my perspective, a big prospect in Korea. And thankfully, thanks to his trust, he's here now. So I think he will do great things in the LEC. He's insanely talented as an individual and he's very hardworking. In the jungle position, we are not looking to import. Obviously, we have 2 imports. So we did do tryouts with European junglers. Bukada was simply the best fit that we saw. That's something that was shared among the coaching staff. Also, among players who gave feedback. There was a natural synergy that we saw and an eagerness to work and to be relentless for this summer split. Bukada is someone that I've known for a long time actually. We have a very good relationship. I trust his character. I know that he's someone that is going to fit in the BDS culture. I know that he's a grinder. We like to put a lot of hours. We like to speak directly towards one another, to work on issues in the fastest way possible. He showed great things in SK already, even though SK position was not the easiest in the league. He showcased his individual skill. It was not, I would say, the easiest off-season for us, obviously, but I'm very happy that we put the effort as an organization to get both the first choice in top and jungle. We want someone to help lead the team in the start of mid-game as well with Nuke, obviously, because Nuke is a big voice. And we wanted a jungler that could be in his early game pathing creative enough to support our laning phase. I think that we have 3 strong lanes, and it was important to get someone that could be selfless in that regard. I think that he's really good at playing for lanes in general in early game. That's something that we expect from him, obviously, to basically allow us to snowball the early parts of the game. On top, what we were looking for is someone that can impact team fights at a good level. I think on this meta specifically, overall, in the modern League of Legends, your top laner is needed to be impactful in team fights. We make sure that every player that comes and does not speak English at first speaks the language as fast as possible. That's something that is important to us, and Rooster, even before joining Europe physically, has been working on his English level. We don't think it will be a liability in that regard. And the last point is obviously laning phase as a solo laner. On top, big isolated, you need to show proficiency in that area. I think on the technical part, in terms of map movement and stuff, Nuke will keep doing a heavy lifting, that's for sure. I do believe that Parus has been improving in regards to macro game related subjects. I expect a bit more of him in voice comms in that regard, and I hope that Bukala can be the one leading, I would say, like the early part before the first tower falls, and from there Nuke should be the one that is taking the lead onwards. For this split, the top priority is simply going to be to make sure that players get to know each other as fast as possible, both in-game and out of game. We'll be at the disadvantage compared to other teams of having not spent a lot of time together as 5. Summer splits can be quite little in the sense of its length if you are towards the bottom team, and we want to move away from those places. So speed is going to be important in terms of putting our systems in place. I think that we have overall strong fundamentals and strong belief on how the game should be played in our staff. So the goal is to make sure that the new players understand this vision as fast as possible and can connect with their teammates so that the results showcase in-game. This is going to be the priority. We basically need to do everything that other teams will do for Summer Split, but on top of that, we need to add the extra work of introducing new players to a new culture, to new systems as well, new ways of training, and adapting to their needs. So this is something that will be a challenge, but that's something that we welcome and we think that we'll do well on. So for Summer Split, the goal for the team is going to be to qualify to the World Championship. I know that for some people it will be seen as delusional because of our start and because of how we performed in both winter and spring, but this is a goal. That's not something that we want to shy away from. It's not a question of thinking that because we replaced 2 players, we need more time to develop than other teams. We want to perform as fast as possible. We are here in Summer Split just like other teams, and we want to perform in summer, not in 2026. I don't really know how people are going to view us during the start of this Summer Split, but that's not really a subject to us. We want to be focused on ourselves. People are going to have their own experience in the ADC playing against us. Some players are staying, some players are new, some things are going to remain the same, and some things are going to change a lot. The only thing that we need to focus on is ourselves, and exterior expectations should not have any kind of impact on how we view our work on a daily basis.
Hey, come. Say hello.
They were asking me how many pentakills you will do this Summer Split Ice.
Oh.
Yeah, I said 25. Yeah.